There we go. I'm live now. Well, I don't know what happened. That was weird. It said I was live, but I wasn't live. Huh? That's weird. That is so weird. Oh well. Okay. I see you, Mike. How you doing, sir? I'm seeing bacon and coffee. That makes me happy. Black Dragon told me not to forget the bacon. I figured you got to either have coffee or milk or something to go with it. So, yeah, I'm kind of pooped. Sorry about that. I honestly thought I was live. That was so weird. It said I was live, and I'm like, wait a minute, nobody's responding. Everybody's leaving. I'm live, folks. I'm here. That was so weird. And all that crap. Yeah, no doubt. I look tired, man. Wow. Been doing leaves, trying to get stuff done. People come in, I'll tell them what's going on this week, and then we'll do the Gemma replay. We'll try to do 14. I guess 14 has bloopers with it, so maybe we'll watch the bloopers. It's only like 56 seconds. I forgot about the bloopers. But other than that, I'm just going to chill with you folks till I poop out, which probably won't be long. And now the question is, I may get tired, but will I just lay in bed and rock or sleep then rock like a crazy man? So, well, hello, Paranormal Pixie. You're up kind of, well, I guess it's kind of early yet. Nobody good streaming tonight, Pixie? See, I know out the West Coast. There's Cindy Lee. So we got Mike, Pixie, Cindy Lee. People come in, I'll give the scoop. We're going to do 14, maybe 15. Like I was saying, if you weren't listening, 14 apparently has bloopers too, a separate video. So maybe we'll watch those and get a giggle. I think it's just her and her son. I think they bring her lunch or something while she's doing the video or dinner. I'm back. And Black Dragon comes back in. I hope he can see the bacon and the coffee and the milk I left. There he is. Superfly, sir. And I hope everybody's doing good. Pretty casual day here. I did a lot of leaves are endless in this neighborhood. And that's all I've been doing. Either leaves or clean inside. We're repainting the bathroom. We really didn't like the job they did after the fire, so we're repainting it. And then tomorrow, Monday, and Tuesday, I will be prepping to leave Wednesday, but I will be here for Halloween afternoon talk. I can't say it like her, and I'm not even going to try. So I always walk around even when you don't see me. I'm around everywhere. That's why I'm a ghost dragon. But you saw the bacon and milk and coffee I left, didn't you, Dragon? But yeah, so once I leave Wednesday, there will be no Wednesday night with me. Probably no Thursday. Because I usually oversee Miss Pixie unless Gemma helps her out. But those nights are pretty busy. Plus, she'll be getting ready, I guess. But I'll head into Jersey Wednesday, and I'll be heading back the following Tuesday, maybe Monday. I'm not sure yet. So I might be here for Tuesday talk. I'm not sure. Her mother wants me to stay until Tuesday. Yep, I saw it. It was what summoned me here. That's funny. Thanks, Steve. Yeah, I figured no Thursday. Yeah, I didn't know unless she's able to get to you and help you out. I won't see Gemma until Parent Unity, but her mom offered me to stay there so I wouldn't have to pay for a hotel. So I figured I'd take it on. I said, okay, Mom, I'm coming. Go hang out with my coffee and smoke buddy in the morning. I'm sure she'll run me to death like Gemma does. Oh, she should have a good time. Oh, yeah. I'll make sure she has a good time. And it'll be nice because Mom and Sissy will be there too. So it will be a good time. She needs to relax. Yes, she does. And her hands have been mighty full lately, and there's been a lot going on. So she needs this, and I want to make sure she enjoys it. Oh, I forgot the light thunder. Boom, boom. There's an extra one for you. Yeah, I think we'll have a good time. I really do. I want to see the ghost hunters. Also want to hang out with Cephas because I like that show, Haunted Collectibles. And Boo, the Ghost Brothers should be pretty good. I've seen the shows. They're hilarious. So it should be good. And there's a couple other people. We probably leave after the Ghost Brothers Sunday. We'll see how things go. And then I got tickets for us for the coffee gallery where Coffee's going to do readings and stuff. He won't get to everybody. I guess he's just going to pick people out. I'm going to hide in the corners. He don't want to read me. He might get scared. Oh, I will. And if I can get the book, if I remember, if I'm not focused on other things, I'll remember the book. I got it written down. You wanted Steve's book, right? Autographed. Let's see, that will be probably about $30. Then I have to charge you delivery fee. So that's another $100. No, just kidding. But yeah, if I could, I got it written down, so I shouldn't forget. If I got the cash, I will be more than happy to do it. So, but yeah, I probably won't buy a whole lot. I read a lot of books as it is. I'm sure I probably have some of these books laying around. Hopefully, there's some new ones there. I always like people's takes on stuff, so I'm always open to other people's ideas. So we'll see how it goes. Then add the bacon. You're damn straight. That's what I should do. Is show up with a plate full of bacon. I don't know if Schneider would get a hold of it. See, she's excited about seeing Dave Schneider, but he's all right. I wouldn't say I'm not a fan. No worries. If you don't, I'll just limit you waffle supply. Oh no. No, you have to get that past Gemma. Good luck with that because she knows I have to have my waffles. My waffle sandwiches are important. But I should show up with a plate of bacon. I wonder how many people would recognize the other attendees would go, oh, I know where that's from. Because there's a bunch of people running around in the chats handing out bacon. I think it'd be hilarious. We'll take plenty of videos. I think she wants to do a bunch of shorts while we're there. During the coffee, you're not allowed to have any cameras going or anything. So that will be kind of a bummer, but he does have question and answers before that for like a half hour. Have bacon, real tribal. I'll agree to that. And Dragon, I'll make sure I leave a bacon trail behind me so you can find your way. Just when you swoop down to pick it up, don't freak out too many people, okay? I have a habit of freaking people out when I swoop down for the bacon. Snyder's a really good guy once you meet. We'll see. It's not that I don't like the guy, just I don't know. There's a couple of these guys that I'm just kind of one of the other ex-ghost hunters are going to be there. What's his name? Hold on one second. I'll give you who's all going to be there before we do this. The lineup will be, hold on one second here. We'll just do this. If I can screen share it. Okay. Okay, here's what the schedule is. And if any of you people recognize these folks, let me know. Hold on, I'll put it up. Okay, this will be Saturday. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see if I can get it up here. Nope, wrong one. Share screen. There we go. See if we can see that. There you go. See that? That's who's all going to be there Saturday. You got Dave Schneider, John Safis. Yeah, he's second, which is nice. Ghost Hunters. I've never heard of Lonnie LeBlanc. Does anybody know who this person is? And of course, Chip Coffee. And then you got the gallery. Then Sunday, you got Calanani Ghost Hunter. Now, I don't know that person either. I can't promise anything. Yeah, I have a habit of freaking people out when I swoop down for the bacon. You could show up at Capitol Hill with a plate of bacon and all, and the things will get done. That's highly possible. We can see what happens. You never know. And then on Sunday, like I said, you get, I don't know who this person is. Project Fear, which I believe are the young guys, the new young kids that have their own show now. And then the Ghost Brothers. Dustin is the ex-ghost hunter. And I think he was on International for a while. He kind of does his own thing now. He's an interesting guy. I don't bet he won't even remember me. And then they have another Chip Coffee thing. But I will probably leave. I don't know if we'll stay for the Dustin, but they want to leave probably after Ghost Brothers. Yeah, Dustin is going to be there. So, who out of these people would you like to see the most? Anybody? I don't know. I do want to see Dave. John, I definitely want to meet. I have some questions for him. Because see, he's also had conversations, I believe, with Lorraine Warren, the Ghost Hunters. And then, like I said, I don't know Ronnie DeBlanc. And Chip Coffee, he's everywhere. So Ghost Hunters, yes, that's who I want to be, because that's who to me, they're the originals. You know, there were ghost paranormal investigator shows kind of before that, but it was like Paranormal Factor Fiction, Destination Fear, not Destination Fear. Was it not what it was? And there was a couple, but those were all kind of coming along with Ghost Hunters. Then, of course, you had Ghost Adventures, who tried to shut everybody down. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing that. There we go. But yeah, we don't ever know. Yeah, Destination Truth. Yeah, that's it. There is a show called Destination Fear, though, right? I believe there is. I don't know any of them. Oh, really? Dragon. Ghost Hunters was one of the first to really hit it big. They started on the Sci-Fi Channel. Think things kind of got rocky when the other dude got busted faking kids in the Stanley Hotel. The Ghost Brothers, yeah, I've seen their shows. They're kind of fun to watch. So yeah, we thought what's his name? Hold on, let me go back real quick. There's a couple people that are on the board. Let me see if I can pull that up again. It kind of bummed me out because let me share this real quick so people know what they look like. Share screen. There we go. How come it didn't come up? There we go. Okay, here's the people that are supposed to hear. We know the Ghost Hunter is going to be there. Oh, there's Project Fear, but there was one show I'm pretty sure that was called Destination Fear. And then there's the Ghost Brothers. These are all going to be there, I believe. Um, I don't think they're going to be there. I don't. I didn't see them on any list. Steve the Chevy, I would have loved to see, but he's not going to be there. Of course, Chip and John, and then Dave. Okay, that's Ronnie LeBlanc. I know I've seen him. I know he does shows. He's on like a lot of shows, and of course Dustin. I don't think these other guys are going to be there, and then this guy's going to be here. And I don't think I've seen any of his stuff. Chip is good. Okay, yeah, I know Chip. Chip is everywhere. I mean, I think he's been on a lot of shows. Is that yeah, the new title? Yeah, I think don't they ride around and check out places and stay the night, something like that. Kind of like what the one girl, a Porter's to Hell. Is that what it was? Was that? Yeah. Okay. But yeah, it should be good. I mean, there's going to be good people there. I think I'll enjoy myself. I think we'll have a good time. Yeah, Gemma and the girls are all excited about the Ghost Brothers. And John, her mom's excited about seeing John. And then they're all excited about meeting Gemma, of course, about meeting Dave. Yeah, Porters. Yeah. So it'll be a good show. It'll be a good time. Yeah, I'm kind of worried that I get picked for a reading. I'm not going to be like, nope, you can pass on me, please. Jim, do Jim. Because I don't, he wouldn't be able to get through. I'd be blocking if he is legit. Even I wonder if I'm legit sometimes. Who am I excited to see the most? The Ghost Hunters and John Zephys. I would have loved to see if Steve the Chevy would have been there. I would have loved to met him. He wasn't there when they came to Columbus and did a bar down here that used to actually be a brothel across from the courthouse, and some bad things happened. The place was that place had issues. Anyway, she was there for one of the shows, and we just happened to bump into her. She wasn't very talkative. She's very private. But she did talk to us. It was funny because we just said hi, Amy, and she was like, hi. This was after she had done her walkthrough, and the next day, and it was weird because she didn't say much, and she kind of looked at me and kind of quietly we talked, not much. She said a few things to me that was kind of interesting, and that was pretty much it. I mean, the guy that was with her was like, yeah, she's like, I don't know. Oh, it's cool. It's cool. But yeah, I want to see the Ghost Hunters and John. I used to watch his show a lot when he shows up on stuff. So he doesn't pick. It's the spirits who set it up. Now say like who so he doesn't pick, it's the spirits who set it up. I'm lost on that one. Did I miss something? I have such respect for the Ghost Hunters. Yeah, I did it. Jason I like. It's the other guy. The other guy wasn't he almost ruined the show for them doing what he did. And I understood he was just trying to help the show out. But they were at the Stanley Hotel. If they would have just taken their time, people don't understand. It takes, even when they do these shows, just to catch anything, they're there for 3 or 4 days. And sometimes they have to go back. Grant's nice. Yeah, Grant's the one I wasn't a big fan of. I mean, they were great when they first started, but Grant always came off as shady to me. I don't know why, but I always picked it up when I watched the show. So it didn't surprise me when this event happened. And it's sad because if it was a legit, it would have been legit. It would have been a great catch, but And the Stanley Hotel is so cool. I mean, if you wait it out, I guarantee. I mean, we were only there for 2 nights, and the ex actually made us switch rooms in the middle of the night because we stayed in the, was it 213 or 214 or whatever it was. And she didn't like it. There were all kinds of the light kept turning on. You could hear people talking in the bathroom. It was messed up. She was like, nope, we're not doing this. And about 3 o'clock, she made us switch rooms. And then you could hear them in the hallway. And that's really freaked her out. She goes, I'm glad we're going to the cabin tomorrow night. I don't like how ghost hunters freaked out when they get. Yeah, see, that's the thing with some of these people. They get all, oh no, what are you doing? Don't get so excited so soon. Let it all happen. But yeah, they were really. There was a couple of them that kind of overdid it, and then they'd freak out and stuff. Excuse me. Had a late dinner. But yeah, I'm ready for them. And we got in chat. But if anybody saw the lineup, and you can tell me who you're excited for, or would like to see, that would be cool. Before we start here pretty soon, we got 6 and the time. In about 5 minutes, I'll start the replay. But yeah, I'm really excited. I think she asked me to go, and I was like, but it'll be kind of weird because this is about the same time I went last year. So it'll be nice. It'll be good to see her. Hopefully the weather holds up and it doesn't make the drive too long. But since I'm going to not rushing to her hotel and going to her mom's, it'll be nice so I won't have to rush. I can take my time getting there. Yeah, I was going to show up Friday, and she's like, well, we got to be at the hotel Friday, and you're going to a whole different room, so it's going to be a hassle. Why don't you just come Wednesday? You can chill out with me. In other words, run with her all day, which is fine. She's a blast. And then do our thing Friday. They were talking. See, Gemma thought there was going to be a pre-party Friday night, but it's not on the thing anymore. So we don't know if they just sold out of tickets, like a meet and greet. I figured we'll find out. If not, it's no big deal. They'll give us a night to rest before, running around. It's nice because it looks like they give you like a half hour in between people. But it should be good time. She needs it. I kind of need it. It's been good ever since we come home from the fire. I've really been go, go, go. And then my daughter's fire. And it's just, I'm ready to take a break. Maybe clear my head a little bit. Yeah, that's what she thought it sold early. She just saw it was like, I didn't see it because as soon as she gave me the website, I went right to it and it wasn't there. So yeah, it probably did sell out fast. I just don't know. I don't know how comfortable she would be there. I mean, it could be seeing everybody and be able to get up close and personal, but a lot of them do drink. So I don't know. I'm not a person that likes to be around a lot of drinking. I mean, I hung out in bars, but I think you know what I'm saying. A half-hour smoke break. Yep. I'm going to need it. But like I said, during the day, I don't smoke as much. It's at night and when I'm driving. That's why she made the comment Friday night about, don't smoke too much in the car. You're going to stink. Your clothes will stink. Man, the first time I went, that was for the book signing before Halloween. Yeah, the whole way there, I literally smoked a pack of cigarettes. I got there and I was like, I'll never do that again. Just beating nerves because just driving. I won't do that anymore. That was rough. I paid for that. I was just feeding nerves because it was the first time I drove through the Appalachian Mountains by myself, the turnpike. It wasn't too bad. Some of those semi drivers are kind of crazy. Febreze helpful. Yeah. Well, I'm always smart enough too to crack the windows, but the weather was rainy the first time, but not as bad as the second time. I think the last 3 days I was there. But then again, depending on when you show up and what kind of the weather is. When I got to Jersey the first time, it was like pulling into a fog bank, and it was just real heavy mist. And it was like I'm trying to watch signs. I'm like, oh man, this is the first time I'm here, and I have to drive in this crap. Oh, I speak from experience. It's something to do while you drive. Yeah, unfortunately. So, and I nitpick, but I just don't like eating and driving, especially on roads that I'm, not used to. Because that was the first time I drove on that by myself. I almost went around, but everybody goes, no, take the turnpike. But that's what I did. And it was quicker. I actually made pretty good time. I probably have been there, and they say it's an 8-hour drive, and I made it in about 8.5, 9. But you stop, it may be a little longer. And I don't rush. I go to, I keep up with traffic. Pixie, I do enjoy watching paranormal shows. Yeah, sessions with Honda or haunted dolls. Haunted dolls are becoming a big thing now. Everybody's got a haunted doll. That's because they're easy vessels to inhabit. But we'll get started here pretty soon. I'm hanging out around 6. 6, count them, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go to scenic view. I was going to, but the problem about that is I'm by myself. And they worry enough because of my Tourette's. My son had me on his phone. I mean, he was tracking me. Everybody was like, you got to call. Every time you stop, you got to call. Because, they worry about me being by myself. I get it. So it's like every time I stop, I got to make all these phone calls. I'm okay. I'm okay. Almost there. Yeah, I know. I'm watching. He freaked out the first time I went out. Apparently on his app, I stopped at a rest stop, but I never ever moved again. And he's like, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I like taking the back roads, but when you're going through the Appalachians, I don't know. I mean, I can get me a dash cam, never know what I catch. But yeah, by myself and the Tourette's and stuff, that's why I kind of don't rush. I'm a pretty polite driver because of it. So yeah, they just prefer me to stay on the main dragon. I get it. And it makes them happy. And I do get there at a reasonable amount of time. Now, see, flying out, I said, I don't like, hey, Raymond, how you doing? I hope you're having a good day. Yeah, I thought about flying and then renting a car. But man, it's just cheap to drive, even with the gas prices. See, it's here where I'm at right now, it's $3.19. And I think it's about the same there. I do my research before I go out and see what gas prices are at, what the weather is going to be like. So this should be a good drive. Now I know what to expect. What kills you is the stupid tolls, man. They suck you dry. Hey, feisty kitty, how you doing? I just came from the Smoky Mountains. Oh, cool. Yeah, I like on the way back. I told Dad if I take a little longer than normal and it's a little later when I get home, I have a thing for the Blue Mountains. I don't know why, but it's like Skinwalker Ranch, the Blue Mountains call me. I drove from Jacksonville, North Carolina to Cincinnati. I drove through the mountains in the thick. Man, yeah, no doubt. Even on the parkway, on the tollway, I'm telling you, they got those alerts out, and I'm like, oh, it's going to get foggy. It's only like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Next thing I know, it's like, holy crap, where's the monsters coming from? I think of The Mist. That movie and that book are great. So, and the twist at the end of the movie was perfect. Sad but perfect. But yeah, I'd love to drive. I would love to take, if I had somebody with me, I would take the back roads and try to miss all the tolls. Takes a little longer. But I would do it if I had somebody with me. I had no doubt. I was going to take Dad, but he's he was kind of like on and off, on and off, on and off, and and then on that, but he doesn't. He told me he didn't want to be a burden. I'm like, Dad, you can go, but he's at the age where when he's ready to go, he's ready to go home. So, and we could probably use a break from each other too. Yeah, we usually take the toll road. The last few times we went to Tennessee, the Blue Ridge Mountains. Yeah, they're amazing, aren't they? There's just something about them to just they call to me. Well, apparently, from what my grandpa Griffey said, I had family scattered all through there. So, and that was some of the homestead was up in the Blue Ridge. Now, Cincinnati is more like the fuck. Cincinnati can have it. It does have its day, don't it? Hey, Christopher, how you doing, sir? I need to get a hold of you. So, hopefully before I leave, you may get a message from you. I'd like to have you on one night. Oh, and by the way, I did show up at Paranormal Chop Shop last night. That was kind of fun. I didn't go in there to take over the show. I had fun though. I like Sonny. Sonny's a good man. And I hope you guys check out if you haven't seen these guys or any of these other people, go check out the channels. I watch a lot of channels, not just paranormal, encrypted, and stuff like that. I like small channels. I try to give them as much of a boost. But yeah, I may come down to Cincinnati, just so you know why. I may come down when I get back. I'm hoping before Thanksgiving or not much after Christmas. I have a friend down there that, me and him ran a bonanza down there, when I lived in Cloraine over there, and we had the bonanza in Harrison. I'm going to go down and see him. I'm just waiting for him to give me good days he's off, because now he runs, I believe, a Golden Corral or Ryan's. No, it's Orion's. No, it's Golden Corral, I think. I always mix them up. So I may come down. I figured if you're up for company, I'd give you a yell. Okay, cool. My family is from Bristol, Tennessee. Yeah, I think you told me that. You have a buddy that goes every year for the NASCAR race down in Bristol. It's funny, once I stopped hanging around with him, I watch the Browns once in a while, and that's about it. But when I was with him, man, I was forced to watch. I wouldn't say forced. I didn't mind it. Haven't seen Orion's. Yeah, it's a Gold Corral. Yeah, the Ryan's up here on 161. I think you kind of know where I'm talking about, Chris. If you don't, just north of Columbus. There was a Ryan's there, and his family's dad got done away with there in the parking lot, and that place never did business ever again. They had to close it down. I felt bad because it wasn't a bad place. But it did. It cursed that place. I mean, then you drive by and it'd be open. It'd be like 2 cars in the parking lot. Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. He's done great business down there. He's down there on the Clay. He says they do record-breaking business. But he said, yeah, when they really started getting going again, it took them a while. But he says they're doing good business. I mean, he was able to buy places to redo and rent. So I think I think he's actually, I talked about that one place with you, Chris. I guess he's gonna end up selling all these places. I think he wants to move. I'm not sure. Oh, your uncle's a half a mile away from this racetrack? Yeah, Greg he's a big NASCAR guy. Well, a friend of his knew a driver. He started off on the dirt tracks. Dave and Dale Blaney, but they knew Dave Blaney and Dale, the brothers. In fact, the one brother of the friend played basketball with Dale. But yeah, he knows Dave Blaney. It's always nice because he would go and hang out with them. Good guy. I met him up here. He's a real sweet man. Kid's a good kid. He's racing now. I guess one of his boys is racing now. But we'll start here. We got how many we got in here? Yeah, I gotta get it queued up. Let me queue her up. I don't think it's very long one. Hey Ralph, how you doing, sir? Stopping in, leaving my love and support as always. Click that. Yeah, please make sure you click those thumbs up, especially on her videos. Please, we got to get those thumbs up. It really helps that algorithm. Sorry. And she could use the views. Same thing with the shorts. Make sure you let people know about them too. But thank you, Ralph. You have a good and safe Halloween too, brother. Have a blast if you can. I'm going to hand out candy that night. I'm going to do talk with her. And depending on what she does that night, I'll probably hand out candy. And if she does anything tonight, do that with you folks. And then I got to go to bed because I'm leaving early Wednesday morning. Now remember, she's got a premiere tomorrow at 6, one at Sunday at 6, and one Monday and Tuesday. And then, yeah, she'll be done. Right, Tuesday? No, and Wednesday. She'll have one Wednesday too, the day after. I believe they're all airing at 6. The other ones may air earlier at the beginning of the week. I'm not sure yet. Forgive me, I got real dry mouth. You take allergy medicine because I've been out in the leaves. Mine was the first thumbs up tonight. Thank you. I think I was second or third. I appreciate it. And please leave a comment, good or bad. Just be respectful. That's all I ask. But let me get her queued up to go here. I love watching these because it's like the change over the years. And I love to listen to her ramble. It's always fun to listen to her ramble. Okay, let's get it queued up here. If I get through the second here, wait. Come on, come on. Okay. Okay, let's bring this down. I'm gonna leave it like that. Well, actually, I want to make it a little smaller. And hopefully, it'll come through good. Let's see if I can get it focused in here before I plop her on the screen. I didn't show. There we go. See how it looks on here? Get me small. Make me small. I can make that bigger. Let's make this bigger. There we go. See how we look down there. Okay, does that look good, folks? Well, let's make that screen bigger too. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to adjust here. Hey, get out of my way. Okay. Whoa. Get up there. Okay. There we go. Drop it down. And you folks ready? Dirtiness like killed our golden crown. Yeah. I know Smart. He was dirt track. A dirt tractor? Oh, okay. Mine was the first thumbs up. I used to race tracks for dirt tracks. Oh, okay, cool. I didn't know that. That's cool. Yeah, Dale, his brother was real big. He made the circuit. If you've ever heard Dale Blaney, where Dave was dirt track too. I think he was champion for a while. That's probably what got him in the NASCAR. Dale, I think, is even still driving dirt track. I'm not sure. All right, I'm going to lay down. I'm going to lay down and lay. Thank you for showing up. Enjoy Pixie if you listen, and enjoy. Sweet dreams, Pixie, of course. And I'm sure we'll keep in touch with you over the week. So, okay, let's get this rocking. Okay. Give me a second here. Wait, what happened? Did I kill the sound? Uh-oh. I messed with it too much. Okay, let's fix this right now. Okay, let me drop this down. Can you guys hear that all right? No sound? It's froze. Hold on. Let me get it going. We'll get it going. I'll rewind it too. Hold on one sec. Figure out what's going on here. I had this problem last time. Okay, let's get this sound going. Should be sound. Okay. I should be able to hear it through my headsets. Let's pump this up a little bit. But I gotta put it on the headsets. I'll blow my dad out of the water. Can you guys hear that? Still no sound yet? Wait, give it a minute. She froze on me. I don't know what happened to my sound here. Okay. Why are you being like this? Okay. Let's just go back this way. Let me do something here, folks, because apparently I'm having technical difficulties. And I'm going to fix it right now. I am going to get rid of the headset. Sometimes that makes it a pain in the butt. Okay. Yeah. Let's try this again.
So our first encounter today comes from someone I'm going to keep anonymous as per them asking me to. They start with telling me some really nice things that they feel like I'm
Give it a minute.
And
it's kind of
subject a lot. And they asked me to get
trying
back
to catch
to
up
them
here
and let them know my impressions.
And then I'll rewind it.
Make sure it's all working. For my research and what I know about the Fae.
Why
so
is
this
it?
person also says they've never shared the encounter in full with anybody, and they want their identity protected.
Let me fix
course,
this.
I will always do. I want to say to this person, I am sorry that I don't read. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, just welcome. My name is GemmaJadeYT.
1 second. I got a lag going here. I don't know why.
Listener Encounters Volume 14. Yay! Guys, thank you so much for sending the content in. I really appreciate it. It helps me out so much because I don't have to script this or research this. It's just coming directly from you guys. A lot of the times I just skim the encounters and read them so I can get a fresh reaction while
what is going on? Hold on, guys. I'm all screwed up on this. Let me try
fresh
something.
And real. So
I'm just going to do it the way I should have done
I'm going to keep anonymous as per them asking me to.
1 second. Let me fix this because now I'm having problems. I tried to do it on Firefox to make it a little easier, but I'm having troubles on this end. See, there's a lag. See what I'm doing? Let me refresh everything. Okay. Now let's try this right this time. Okay. I should have done it this way in the first place. I've been experimenting to try to make it easy on myself. Apparently, you can't do it. So let me go back here. We'll get this fixed because I kind of want to see this one. I'm not sure if I remember this one. Okay. Let's get this right this time. I had problems like this last time I tried this, and it took me forever to get it working right. Now it doesn't want to load. Why are you being like this? There we go. It's like everything's glitching. It doesn't want me to do this. Trying to go too fast. Slow down, Steve. I'm such a hassle sometimes. Where are you? There we are. Okay, let me get it on the back. Stop. Okay. Let's see if we can do it this time. I am so sorry. Okay. Hey, and how you feeling, hon? You getting rest, I hope? Let me get this going and I'll swing in the chat here. Okay, hopefully this works. Okay, here we go. Take the sound off.
What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, just welcome.
Yep, I may have to jump out of chat. This is what happened last time. It took me a couple times.
Welcome. My name is GemmaJadeYT, but today we are going to be discussing Listener Encounters Volume
So how is everybody?
14. Yay!
Yeah,
guys,
I'm going to have
so
to leave. What is happening? Do I have too many?
The content in. I really appreciate it. It helps me out so much because I don't have to script this or research this. It's just coming directly from you guys. A lot of the times I just skim the
Give it a minute. I'm moving stuff around. I was trying to make it easy on myself.
encounters and read them so I can get a fresh reaction while I'm recounting them to you guys, and then afterwards the reaction.
Okay, everybody can hear that all right? Once it stops freezing, it does this. I don't know why it does this. It shouldn't do this. I was doing so good with these, and then the last two times I tried this, I had problems. Why? Why are you being like this? 1 second. Let me try this again.
It's like fresh and real. So our first encounter today comes from someone I'm going to keep anonymous as per them asking me to.
Okay.
They start with telling me,
why are you being like this? Gemma, why are you being all frozen up like this? Yeah. Driving me nuts. This is why I was trying to do it from a different browser. Now I'm just going to lose it, huh? Why are you being like this? You know, and I know other people have had problems with this too. Is my connection good? Yeah. Okay, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to reboot it and find out why we're doing this. Sorry about this, folks. Reshare again. Okay, it looks like we're doing good now, so I'm going to pause it. Get you back up here. What happened? It's not even on my thing. Oh, here we go. Man, it took a while to even show up on here. Okay. Let's start this over and get it right this time.
I just skim the encounters and read them so I can get a fresh reaction while I'm recounting them to you guys, and then afterwards the reaction is like fresh and
Why? See, I don't get this. Now, I was doing really good. I've done all the updates, and it really upsets me. It's really a hassle. I should be able to do this without a problem. Oh, I did too. Screw it.
And real. So our first encounter today comes from someone I'm going to keep anonymous as per them asking me to. They start with telling me some really nice things, that they feel like I'm trustworthy, and I've researched the subject a lot, and they asked me to get back to them and let them know my impressions on what's going on as per my research. and what I know about the Fae. So this person also says they've never shared
Yes,
the
if I don't
encounters
move
or with
anything, I should
anybody,
be
and
okay.
they want their identity protected, which of course I will always do. I want to say to this person that I am sorry that I don't read the encounters before coming live on, because I've had this for a few months, and if you really needed some help, I definitely would have reached out sooner. But even if I can't put my insights, all of it in this video, just know that I will be emailing you back after I film it. Let's get started. First, a little context on me. I don't want it to sound like bragging, but I do want you to know that I'm not some moody teenager in my parents' basement trying to make up a little romantic superstition in my life and get some attention. I'm an adult married with children. I'm an accomplished semi competitive distance runner and have logged thousands of miles of trails in remote terrain. I'm a military veteran. Professionally, I'm a financier with patents pending for inventing methods in new asset classes. I run a niche hedge fund and manage roughly $100 million of institutional money, and I'm good at it, hence why the reputation is so important. No worries there. In school, I was always considered gifted and have even managed perfect scores in some sections of standardized graduate school entrance exams. Spiritually, I had a journey which brought me to a deep love of Jesus Christ and the Bible. I've published a book on Christian theology, and some people even bought it and liked it. I've spoken all over the world, both about finance and about the Bible. That's so awesome. In some circles, I'm considered an authority on the esoteric parts of scripture and ancient writings. I'm considering writing another book to help show how the overlooked parts of scripture and apocryphal, ancient prophecy actually give alarmingly clear insight into the supernatural phenomena, including UFOs, abductions, etc., and why they're increasing today. If you'd ever like to collaborate on some of those topics, I'd be glad to. I have tons more to learn, but I'm working towards becoming an expert on the weird parts of the Bible that most people hardly know and even most churches hardly acknowledge. I am emailing you after this for sure. So there's a little context on who's telling you the story of a true event that happened to me circa 1989. I grew up in the woods, specifically the Black Forest near Colorado Springs. During my early childhood until I was about 10 years old, we lived on a large property in the woods with a creek, high sandy cliffs, and not a lot of houses nearby. You could spend hours out there and not see another soul. It was a paradise for a kid like me. I was the middle child of seven, and I had the biggest age gap on either side of me, so it wasn't hard for me to just disappear. I was happiest somewhere way back on the property with my dog and my BB gun, believing that I was a real life Indian or cowboy or pioneer, depending on the day. My older sister and I loved to imagine and play. We knew classic fairy tales, but not about the Fae, and we liked to pretend we were finding fairy homes when we found hollow stumps or pretty pebbles. You were. We'd arrange them to look like tiny houses fit for Tinkerbell or similar fairies. That's about as far as it went in terms of fairies and me. I shared a room with my younger brother. When he was a toddler and I was about 6 years old, something happened to me. I've never forgotten it. I've never understood it. It was night and I was in my bed in my room. My little brother was in his bed against the other wall. He was sound asleep. In fact, I felt like the entire house was sound asleep. I had the impression I was the only one awake and that nobody else would wake up even if I screamed. I was considering screaming because something was happening in my room. I stared toward my brother's bed, where there was a railing to keep him from rolling out of the bed, and there was a distortion. A door opened up. The air distorted, dissolved, rippled, and there was an opening, like a door or a window. I wouldn't have known what to call it at the time, but now the word portal rises into my mind every time I remember seeing an invisible door in the air open up towards the foot of my little brother's bed in the middle of the night. I had the impression of a party on the other side of that door. Voices, distant music, rowdy activity. And then two faces peered through the door and looked directly at me. Twisted, ugly faces, youngish, not quite human, but somehow perfect. They were identical, twins, cronies. They were red. Even their pale skin gave an impression of red. They had fiery red hair, which was combed but stood straight up on the top of their heads, making them look taller. Remember those old troll dolls from the 90s? That's the first thing I thought of. Kind of like that, but more refined and sophisticated. They were grinning wildly, their eyes fixed on me. In my 6-year-old mind, I immediately labeled them bullies. I didn't know what was about to happen, but I knew it wouldn't be an act of kindness. The two beings, my mind wants to call them imps, but I'm not sure if that's correct. It's not, came through the door and into my room like they were dancing. My mind felt both terrified and strangely relaxed.
There was no question of trying to get away because somehow I was certain that I could not properly move, much less stand or run. I couldn't have screamed if I'd tried with all my strength. They were perhaps 3 or 4 feet tall. It's almost like they grew larger as they dance stepped through the door and approached my bed to take me. They took me. Gemma, for the life of me, I cannot remember what happened after that. It's blank. My next hazy conscious memory is a sense of outrage, frustration, and being unable to move properly, like I was rolled up tightly in a large blanket. I hated it. They were doing something to me, laughing at me at my expense, and there was nothing I could do about it. Was there a crowd? I think so, but I couldn't see. Have you ever been held down against your will and tickled until you were about to go mad? It was a similar kind of sensation, like I had no control and was bursting with pent up pain, rage, and helplessness. I was trying not to cry, but there were hot tears threatening the corners of my eyes. And then I realized I was under my bed. It was very dark and I was under my bed. The red bullies were gone. I was crammed back in a corner against the wall under my bed, thrashing against claustrophobia and in utter confusion. I could move some and I knew I was alone. How the heck did I get under my bed? How the heck was I going to get out of there? After a few minutes, I managed to worm my way along, pushing toys and boxes out of my way until I was standing, bewildered in my room, panting with exertion and confusion. I was exhausted and the sun was coming up. How long had I been gone? I could only remember moments, but somehow it had been hours. What do you do with that when you're a kid? You don't tell anybody. God forbid your older brother finds out. You tell yourself it was a bad dream, ignore the inconsistencies, and try to forget it. And I did for decades, mostly. And then when I had a teaching assignment and I started to research ancient prophecies, old mythologies, and I learned about the rabbit hole of UFOs and abductions, I stumbled across something called the Fae. And the memory of something that happened to me when I was 6 came cascading back into my consciousness. So that's what I've got. You know more about the Fae than I do. Anything you could offer, I'd be very grateful. If you would like to share this story in a way that protects my identity, you may. Perhaps it will somehow give comfort to somebody else who has been through something they can't understand. Thanks so much for reading. God bless and protect you as you do your work with joy and kindness. Respectfully yours, Anonymous. So, Anonymous, I just emailed you back and I have so much to talk with you about. But for everybody watching, what I think happened here obviously is a portal did open next to the bed. I feel like they were there for the younger sibling, okay, for the toddler who wouldn't be able to talk and explain what was going on. Perhaps your little brother comes from Fae. You may all have Fae blood, but sometimes people incarnate with more if they were some kind of other being from another dimension in a past life. It's a lot to talk about, but generally, I feel like they were there for your younger brother, Anonymous, okay? And they saw you were awake. So because of that, they wanted to punish you for looking upon them without their permission. Even though you didn't mean to, they just appeared in your room. Of course, you're going to look. They don't look at it that way. They have very strict rules, and I talk about it in my book a lot and in the videos a lot, that they I talk about it a lot in my book and also in the videos that you are not allowed to look upon the Fae unless they give you permission. And again, it's like this paradox because if you open your eyes and they're there, of course you're going to look on them. I have so much more to say, and I'm really interested in a lot of the stuff you mentioned in your preface to me. So I emailed you back, and hopefully, guys, maybe me and Anonymous can do some kind of collaboration and we can talk about the UFOs. There's so much. My mind is almost blown. I'm going to keep rambling. Anonymous, I got you. I messaged you back. And there was a little cut in there. I don't know if you guys saw it. My breakfast. All right. Our next encounter is from our friend Javi. I have never shared this story outside of my close family circle. It has taken me some time to ponder whether or not to share this with others. Hearing your story on why you started your YouTube channel has inspired me. So here it goes. Javi, thank you so much. You guys are being really sweet today. Well, you're always really sweet, but it makes me feel good to know that I'm touching people. I'm helping people because that's the point. That's what I was put here for. And I'm really excited that my love and my light and my experience is able to embolden others to be honest about their experiences. It was 1980 or 81 when the following UFO encounter happened to me. It was in the last months, November, December of 1980, or the beginning months, January, February of 81, when the following occurred. I was 5 years old at the time. I remember this incident like it happened yesterday. I will leave out certain names to protect the anonymity of said individuals. My mother was the nanny housekeeper of a divorced lady. I will refer to this lady by her first name initial, A. A was a white professional working woman. I don't recall what she did for a living, but from conversations with my mom, A worked for government officials and people in high places, if you will. Just to add a little context, A had a prince visit her house on one occasion. My mom can't recall what country this prince was from, but he had his bodyguards posted outside at the front door and a few with him at all times. I asked my mom what his name was, but she can't recall. The prince was very kind and polite to my mother and I, so it goes without saying that A was very well connected. Continuing. A's only daughter was also 5 years old, and we became good friends. I will call her by her first initial, B. I recall playing in the backyard with B on a cool and slightly cloudy day, cumulus clouds to be specific. Nice. We were running around laughing and playing in the backyard when a low passing cloud caught my attention. It seemed as though it was going to land on the roof of the house. Me, being of a curious nature, climbed the roof access ladder to investigate. I've always had an inquisitive mind. As I climbed the ladder, B started crying and telling me to get down, but of course, I didn't heed her pleas. I was mesmerized by this cloud that practically rested itself on top of the house. All I could think of was, cool, I'm going to touch a cloud. As I neared the top of the roof, B's crying and yelling for me to get down seemed so faint and far away. As I stepped onto the roof, to my surprise, the cloud was not just a cloud. In the midst of the cloud, there was a UFO. Of course, at the time, I didn't have a clue what I was looking at. It seemed to be made of an aluminum-like metal. It was oval-shaped and about the size of a large SUV or a small bus. I don't recall seeing windows on the outside of the UFO or lights. My mom did, though. More on this later. As I stared into this cloud, the UFO seemed to materialize out of the cloud. I wasn't scared and I didn't try to run away. Looking back, I actually felt surprisingly calm. A door opened on this UFO and a human-like being stood by the door. As I looked in, I saw two other human-like beings sitting on either side of the UFO. They were monitoring what appeared to be screens and control panels. At the rear part of the UFO sat three children, a few years older than me, a boy and two girls. So in total, there were 6 human-like beings inside this UFO. They looked like humans. They were light-skinned and had light-colored hair. The adults were only a foot or so taller than me. They wore some type of metallic suit with an emblem or symbol on the left shoulder and chest. The material seemed very light and fit snug on their bodies. Their boots, shoes were also made of the same material. I have tried remembering what the symbols were, to no avail. Strangely, the inside of the UFO seemed surprisingly larger than the outside dimensions. I saw what appeared to be 3 screens on the inside. One on each side the 2 adults were sitting at, and one at the rear behind the children. There were switches and buttons or gauges of some sort. I saw control panels with lighted up switches and or gauges. The inside seemed dark, though. I saw no bright lights. The outside light shining through the open door provided most of the light I saw inside. The man sitting inside to my right was monitoring the controls in the screen. He seemed nervous or worried. He had a strange looking control at his station. It was a 3-part apparatus. He had one at his right hand, left hand, and one lower center by his feet. The ones by his hands had 3 toggle-like switches on the top, red in color. The one on his lower center had 1 joystick-type control. At the center of this UFO was a black-like rod from top to bottom. It looked marble-like or like it was made of black matter, like magnetic powder with a slight shine to it. The rod almost appeared to produce an electromagnetic shield of some sort. That's the best way I can describe it. At the top and bottom of this rod were 2 huge magnet-like devices holding it in place. It's strange that I would think they were magnets. I don't know how, I just know, if that makes sense. I'm a psychic. That's my whole life, is just knowing things. You're good. The magnets were about 3 feet wide by 2 feet high. They could have been bigger. I'm just trying to give a rough estimate on size. The inside walls give a strange illusion, similar to looking down a dark hallway that seems like it never ends. The floor was smooth and dark. The ceiling was also dark and smooth. The being standing in front of me started speaking to me. Was it English? I have no idea. All I know is that I understood the language. He was telling me to go with them. He was trying very hard to convince me to enter the UFO. He was insisting that I go with them. He told me they would take me on many adventures. I asked why and how long would I be gone. He didn't answer me. He continued trying to talk me into getting into the UFO. The being on my right, the one I mentioned looked nervous, interjected, "Sir, we must leave quickly." The being lifted his hand towards him and he immediately silenced. He proceeded to try and coax me to get in. His persuasion almost worked. I almost went in. I'd like to point out that throughout this interaction, he remained completely calm, completely composed. I was about to step inside when I clearly heard a voice inside of my head say, "If you get in, you will never see your mother again." This made me immediately take 2 steps back, and for the first time, I felt uneasy and scared. At this, the small girl in the back sitting on the far left began to cry and angrily say to the being talking to me, "You promised he would be mine. You promised me one also." To this, the being said something to her and she went silent. She, however, remained visibly upset. The other child like being seemed perplexed and confused as why I didn't get in. To be honest, there was something strange and off about these children. They appeared apathetic. They seemed programmed. Again, the being said, "We need to go now. They will see us. The protection is fading." He continued to say, "Just grab him and put him inside." The being that had been talking to me told him, "You know I can't do that. You know the rules. He must enter on his own." Something started making a buzzing noise inside the UFO, and again the nervous being stated, "We need to leave now." And he started doing a countdown. The being stretched out his hand and asked me one last time, "Will you come?" I clearly remember saying no. At this, the being stepped back before the door shut. The little girl that was upset, she was calm now, asked him, "Will we come back for him?" He stated, "I don't know. I can't promise you. Only time will tell." The door closed and the UFO went straight up and was gone in seconds. Now, it's important to point out that all of this happened quickly. I would say it took no more than 2 minutes, although it seemed longer. The following part of the story is my mom's account of what she saw. Now, remember, B was crying and trying to get me to come down from the ladder. Since I didn't listen to her, she ran inside the house to alert my mom. Now, unbeknownst to my mom, we had snuck out. My mom thought we were still playing in the living room where she had checked up on us just a few minutes before. Continuing, B's primary language was English, so my mom couldn't understand what she was trying to tell her. All she saw were a bunch of hand gestures and that B was visibly upset. She kept telling her, "Javi, Javi, Javi," while pointing outside. So my mom, thinking something bad had happened to me, ran outside with B. My mom said she thought I was injured. As she made her way to the back of the house, I was climbing down the ladder. Then she said she'd noticed a metallic looking craft flying straight up and was out of sight in the blink of an eye. My mom said she didn't really understand what she saw that morning. Her main concern was my safety, and she was just glad that I was okay. In hindsight, my mom realizes she witnessed the UFO flying away that morning. She told me it had what appeared to be small windows underneath the craft. My mom married my stepdad a few months later. After moving a couple of times, she lost A's number and subsequently lost contact with her. If A is still alive, she would be in her late 80s and B in her mid 40s. Well, thanks for your time. Peace and blessings, Javi. Wow. That's quite an encounter, Javi. I feel like I don't know a lot about UFOs. I tell you guys a lot, like for my entire life, I've always been terrified of anything having to do with outer space. And it was like this irrational fear until about 6 months ago when I started opening up my psychic senses, when I started getting into casting again and just letting my power flow as it were, as it is. I started recovering some repressed memories. So on the UFO front, I don't know much about it. I know this is really scary, and I probably would have left as a little kid, how my life was. Maybe not at 5. Once I was like 9, 10, I would have been like, I'm out. But I'm wondering, did you get a sense of evil from them? Or just like strangeness, awkwardness? Because I know like when you run into the MIB or the BEK, you know that there's like evil. Was this a sense like that, or was it just a sense of like wrong, off? And the voice in your head was probably your guides or your angels telling you, like, I feel, in my opinion, and I'm not going to get too deep into it because I am going to do a video about this. You guys have been asking me a lot about this stuff. I feel like when we incarnate on this planet, that's what we choose. Our soul chooses that. Earth has the hardest lessons to learn. It's like the shit show of reincarnation. So that's why our souls choose to come here, to suffer and struggle, but also to prosper and thrive. So if you were to go to another planet, it might be, I don't know why it would be against the rules, maybe just with that particular UFO clan. But, you know, we know they abduct people and take them against their will all the time. So I'm curious to know. I'm eventually going to do a book on UFOs and aliens. I just don't know which kind or all kinds. So stay tuned for that. And Javi, reach out. Let me know. I have some questions. And thank you so much. You always give me such amazing stories. And I definitely appreciate you. Our next encounter comes from our good friend, Miss Tyree. It's called Dog's Best Friend. I'm starting to get into some of the longer experiences as they tend to span over time frames or have different parts that are a little longer. This one is about Ruth, and it was difficult for me to write. It's not a scary experience, it's a little on the opposite end of the spectrum. Hopefully, it'll be useful in the future. This was a hard story to write, and it spans from 87 to 88 to the current year. Dog's Best Friend. This is a story about a mutt named Ruth. My mother brought this little runt of a pup home sometime during 87 or 88. This dog was my mother's dog till she passed away in 95. On the day that my mom passed, Ruth laid a spot at the table on the other side of the wall where my mom passed and didn't move. It had been less than a year since my mother had passed. I was following the daily routine of taking Ruth out for her midday walk. Ruth saw something in our neighbor's strawberry patch. She struck fast. She pulled a rat from the patch and shook it, then struck at the animal again until it lay still. After she was done with the action, she had some sort of stroke or seizure. She couldn't move half her body. I had to pick her up and carry her inside. She was struggling to move and whimpering. She could only move half her body. I'm sorry, but rats for me. Ugh. My whole body shook just at the thought of a rat. It's my biggest fear in life. Okay. She then seemed to start to give up, and I was in tears. I was sobbing over her and still hurting from the loss of my mother. I didn't think I had the strength to have another death. I prayed and I pleaded. I offered myself to save the dog. Then a kind of peace came upon me. I laid my head on my dog's side. She whimpered a little, and then as I closed my eyes, I felt a presence behind me. I thought of my mom at that moment as if her hand was on my shoulder as my dog and I lay on the ground. A great stillness washed over me, and I felt at pure peace. All of the sorrow and sadness I felt at that moment faded away. I felt as if I had been connected to my dog. Right after the feeling of peace started to fade, my dog suddenly wiggled out from under me and jumped up and started running around as if nothing had happened. She was so excited, and I could still feel the tear streaks on my face. I was elated and amazed. I roughhoused with her. After that scary incident, she exhibited few health problems within the house as long as I was there. In 99, I went to college in Allentown. I was only an hour away, but the distance seemed to affect Ruth's fur color. She was around 12-ish years. When I came back for a quarter break, her fur was grayish black instead of black. Within a day, it seemed her fur went back to her normal color. The rest of the returns for quarterly, she no longer showed the aged appearance. I honestly am not sure why no changes. Maybe things were adjusted for the distance afterward. She was as spry as ever, even when I returned home upon completion of college at the beginning of 2001. After college, I found employment opportunities lacking in my town. I had been thinking about the military for years for a variety of reasons, and my experience was lacking in how to market myself without a license. I joined the Air Force and went to basic training at the end of May of 2001. I was in basic for about 2 weeks when I had a dream of my dog whimpering in pain. I woke up in the darkness of my bunk with tears in my eyes, and I reached up into the darkness. I said I was sorry to the air, that I wasn't strong enough to maintain the connection from Texas to Pennsylvania. I had no idea how any of what I did even worked. When we got authorized to call home later that week, I asked my stepmom immediately about how Ruth was. She confirmed my fears. She told me when Ruth got suddenly sick. The time frame matched up with the dream that I had had some days earlier. I had a hard time keeping my military bearing when it was confirmed. The loss was hard, but basic kept my mind busy. It was in tech school when I was training for my job. I was struggling with understanding the stuff I was to learn. I was stressed out, and one night I had dreams reflecting this stress. I remember the dream was a troubled dream, and that when I woke up in my dorm room, the daylight shining through my window, Ruth came trotting in from the small area of where our wall lockers were. She leapt up onto my bed, then she was licking my face, and I was scratching her as I did in life. Then I woke up for real this time to a darkened room and silently cried, knowing she was there to comfort me. But I missed her so badly. I knew she wouldn't be there when I went back to my parents' house. The thing is, Ruth still shows up in my dreams to comfort me from time to time. She has been out of my life physically for 22 years, but is still there in my spiritual sense. I can tell you that within this year, I've had a dream about her where she sat next to me on a hill, and I was saying to someone how she has been in my life for over 30 years in that particular dream. I miss you, Ruth, but like the rest of my family, we will meet on the other side. Thank you for your time and review of my experience. Stay safe, have fun, and have a blessed day. Tyree. Tyree, this dog could be a soul connection to you. Not some people believe that you can't have soul contracts with dogs or with pets. I personally believe it because that's what my guides have told me that you can. It's not the same as having a soul connection with a human, but it is almost. Whereas this dog will always be in your life as you incarnate. Okay, so Ruth is probably a soul pet, a soul bonded pet. I don't really know how to say it. And thank you so much for sharing all of your experiences. So I have a short one from Nordland too, and then I have a little Robert Frost poem that he shared with us. So here they are, and then we're going to end it. During World War II, thousands of German soldiers were kept at a prisoner of war camp at Fort Custer. During the summer, they would be used as farm laborers. At the end of the summer, a truck came to take them back to the main camp at Fort Custer. They were loaded onto a truck, and the driver headed back to the main camp. The truck stalled on a railroad track, and a freight train was coming at them. The driver jumped out of the trunk, and the train slammed into the truck and killed all of the prisoners of war. The driver said the truck would not start. It was rumored that it was murder because the driver's brother was killed in the war in France and the driver wanted revenge. The graves of the German soldiers are at the Fort Custer Post Cemetery. That's like really, really tragic. And it could be, you know, I don't know a lot about World War II, but anything tragic like that is going to leave an energetic imprint. I know that much. As far as hauntings, probably. And the Robert Frost poem that Nordland 2 was gracious enough to share with us. I absolutely love Robert Frost and everything he does. I've heard this one before, and it kind of reminds me of the Fae. What do you guys think? Nature's first green is gold, her hardest hue to hold. Her early leaves a flower, but only so an hour. Then leaf subsides to leaf, so Eden sank to grief. So dawn goes down to day, nothing gold can stay. Let me know what you think, guys. Thank you so much to Javi, Tyree, Anonymous, and Nordland 2, and everyone else who sent your encounters in. I have a few more, guys. Keep sending them, even if it's going to take me a long time to get to them, okay? Because listener encounters are the easiest for me as far as content, but the hardest as far as filming because I have to keep looking for them. You guys don't need to know the process, okay? Just keep sending them. I really, really, really appreciate them. Please give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure your notification bell is turned on. Spread the love by sharing this video. Guys, check out the description box. You will find links to my live stream Wednesday nights where I do free oracle readings from 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time to 10:45, 11 p.m. Eastern Time. First come, first serve basis. Check me out on Saturday and Sunday nights at the After Hour Show on Spaced Out Radio on YouTube. Go on over and subscribe there. Make sure your notification bell is on so you can get notified. 11 p.m. Eastern Time to 2 a.m. Eastern Time. Me, Big Willie Townsend, the fedora wearing, sexy hair John Hudson. Oh, I always mess up because I forget his last name every single time. You will find the three of us talking about all things woo. We have so much fun over there. Please come and check it out. I'll link one of the shows in the description box, as well as my interview with Dave Scott for my book, Missing the Faith Theory. If you'd like to purchase my book, in the description box, you will also find a link for the paperback or Kindle versions of that. If you want a signed copy, hit me up through email before you make the purchase. If you guys have any encounters with supernatural and or paranormal, and you would like them to be a part of my listener encounter series, goes just like this. That's what we're doing here. Please send them to GemmaJadeParanormal@gmail.com. Okay, and it may take me quite a while. You can ask anyone that sends them in, but I always do get to them and I accept every single one. The only thing I would change is, like, you know, if it doesn't sound right when I'm speaking it, like little grammar things. Otherwise, I keep the story authentic. I keep it yours. You can be anonymous if you want to. Also in the description box, you can find PayPal, Cash App, Amazon wish list for the channel, and my Patreon if you want to make donations. Guys, be kind to each other. It doesn't cost anything and can make you feel so good. But also remember, be kind to yourselves as well. Always go in grace. Smile at a stranger. Have your best day. Have your best night. And I will see you next time. My God, I got to make the outro shorter. Love you guys. Bye.
I don't think she ever did make it short. Sometimes I think it's longer. I love the ramblings at the beginning and the end. Hello, alien believers. Welcome to the stream. Good to have you if you stick around. As you can see, I'm a mess. I shouldn't have taken off my headset. Sometimes I don't always get to clean up on these shows. I do all that on oracles where I wear the tie. So, but welcome. Yeah, that UFO story. I've heard that person tell that story, I believe, before. I kind of. Back at you. Yeah, me and hot sauce, I loved hot stuff for a long time, and I really like hot sauce. But I got Barrett's esophagus. They had to do a bunch of work in there, and now I can't have it. Man, I tried to eat a hot. Son brought me home a real hot, spicy chicken sandwich. Man, I could only eat about half of it. Man, I was feeling it. It was like pouring acid down my throat. It was like, oh man, this sucks. It was so good too. But that bottle, I'd like to have just the bottle. That was pretty cool. Thanks for sending me that. Yeah, I'm going to show it to my son. I haven't showed him yet. He loves hot stuff. Must have an owl outside. So did Aunt Edna stick around? Are you still around, Aunt Edna? I saw you pop in. Didn't you pop in there, dear? I hope you're doing good. I didn't get to see if you answered me back. Where are you? Did you pop in, Aunt Edna? Well, I hope you're doing good if you're listening. It's good to see you. Get some rest. Yep, you're still here. Okay. Yeah, I just thought I heard an owl outside my window. They've been hanging around. Maybe they're coming to tell me something. We get a lot of them from the cemetery. I'm weak as a newborn. Yeah, you're gonna be, hon. Just take your time. It's gonna take a while to get yourself going again. Believe me, at our age, it takes a little longer than normal. And I know that sucks to be feeling like you're trapped. Now that's weird. Black Dragon showed up on my SteamYard, but he didn't show up on my YouTube. It freaks me out when it does that. I'm more connected to the spirits, not so much with aliens, but I was testing an EVP app over a week ago, and I might have contacted an alien on it. It's possible. It is possible. EVP is one thing, but when you start using the voice boxes and stuff, man, I'm telling people, it's kind of like using a Ouija board. You're taking chances. You should really close it out like you would a Ouija board. Yeah, I'm sending her a lot too. I know it's rough. It takes a while to get your body going again. I'll send you the coupon when I get it, so you can have a bottle. I'll send it over. Yeah, because if I can find it, I'll get Giles a bottle. He'd probably like it. He's like us now. He's starting to grow as he gets older. Starting to have this. The Davises have an issue with their stomachs. My dad. Mine is not my stomach, it's my throat. But my dad and my son, it's like every other person in the family has, when their stomach starts to go early. Just catching up on chat. But now you have to take it slow. I know it sucks, believe me. I've been there. It's a bummer. And you feel like you're trapped and you want to do something and you want to get moving and your body's just going, nope. You are very lucky. Yeah, you may not feel like you were lucky for a while, but it'll take time. The necrometer, I've heard of that one. You lost a whole week. Yeah, every time I go in the hospital, I feel like I lose days. So after mine, I literally felt like I lost a month. It took a while. But man, once I got myself moving, that was the key, is getting moving. But you got to take it one step at a time, 1 minute at a time. Because you got to let your body kind of heal up first. I do like your pumpkin, the crab pumpkin. That's pretty cool. Oh, you can download it. See, that's another thing. Some of these apps you download, you kind of have to wonder about them sometimes. Oh yeah, yeah. It's a chunk of cash. That's like when I went through chemo. I sold a lot of my collectibles to pay for chemo. Doctors are not cheap, even with insurance. Everything can draw energy. Most don't realize how energy can cover through. Oh yeah, I know that. And computer. I had a friend that lived in up in Michigan. He swore his computer was haunted, and he even bought it used. And it was like he said, "Man, that thing did strange things." Yeah, Huff Paranormal. Yeah, I know all about Huff. He's been called out a couple times, and some of his methods are kind of, why are you picking on a dead celebrity knows as soon as they die? It's just not, to me, that's not getting time. but yeah, I know who he is. I actually used to watch him quite a bit. He makes his own stuff though, doesn't he? He's still making voice boxes or spirit boxes, right? He still makes those and sell them. I guess they're really expensive. Yeah, they are pre-programmed. Yep. And certain things trigger them off. I'll tell you what, though, I do want to try Randonautica once, just once. I'm almost tempted to. Yeah, he's interesting. I watched him for a long time, and then I did a little bit of research on him and stuff, and it was like, but he was also getting into stuff that he wouldn't. I don't think he should have been. He was pushing his limits, I think. Sooner or later, it's going to catch up with it. Well, hello, Long Island Bigfoot. Welcome. How you doing? Just popping to say hi. I appreciate that, my good man. I hope you're doing well. I've been go. So I haven't been around a whole lot lately. Trying to get stuff done before my trip. It's good to see you. Are you home or are you out in the wilderness somewhere? Yeah, that's the meds on that stuff. It's like you don't want to be a diabetic now either. Insulin kills my dad. That stuff is expensive. All good. It's all good. Good man. Yeah. Medication for stuff anymore is just insane. It really is. Oh, you were out there for a while? Yeah, you're on the go quite a bit, young man. And yeah, I did call you young man. And good one for. I'm lucky I'm going on my trip. Right now, my dad and somebody else is my two main focuses. But once he moves on, and hopefully that'll be a while. He deserves a little chill time before he moves on. He did a lot. Took care of my mom for a while. I just want him to enjoy life for right now. Makes me sick. People are dying because, oh yeah, that's true. They can't. And even if you get one of those prepaid or whatever those meta cards they got, prescription cards, you got to watch those. Some of those are scams. Yeah, I watched a few lives tonight. I try to make rounds. I try to ghost as many as I can. But I've just been super busy last week, trying to get stuff done so I can go on my trip, and I'm still a little bit behind. Plus, after the fire, I got everything caught up, and then I realized I had to start getting everything ready for winter. And then the leaves. In this neighborhood, they get real picky about 2 inches of leaves in your yards, and there's a lot of trees here, so it's like every other 3 days you're cleaning up leaves. Now, see, Cindy, I'm the same way. My problem is it's not that I don't trust them because there have been medicines that help, but the problem is they don't last long. After a while, it's like I burned through them or something. So me and medications are not I just assume take only what I need to. I'm almost down to 3 now because the other ones are just not helping anymore. And I don't take anything really strong. The only one I have one emergency med I take when the Tourette's gets really bad and something else doesn't help. Well, if that particular help doesn't help, then I have to resort to another kind of medication. And I only use it as a last resort. Yeah, that can kill you. Yes, they are. Mike was thinking of you earlier. Watched a video on 1,000 reported hauntings at Kings. Or sorry, oh wow, I've heard of that place. Yeah, the low dose thing doesn't work for me. I take like when I had my neck done, they gave me Percocets, and I didn't like them. But it was like in 3 days. Actually, it was like about 4 days. It was like taking baby Tylenol. I wasn't doing nothing. So I said after that. But years ago, they had me an actual OxyContin, and there was like a month. I don't remember anything. And after that, I swore off painkillers, and it was just horrible. And I decided then I'll take them after surgery for a couple of days, then I'm done. Yeah, Kings Park's a pretty interesting place. I wish I'd go there. That place is pretty cool. I've heard a lot of stories about that place. Kings Park. Yeah, it's huge. Yeah, it is. It's huge. Yeah, it is. It's a big place. It's big. Actually, I think I knew a guy that went out there and spent almost like a whole week. Yes, our leaves have changed colors. Most of the trees, actually, they're really falling now. Usually, we don't start changing colors until about mid-November, but because of the up and down temperatures here, they've changed real quick. Now, there have been a couple of years where we didn't even have a fall. It went like straight from summer right into winter, and it was like the leaves didn't change color; they just turned crispy and fell off. Are your now they're changed quite a bit. Most of the trees have got good color now. Like I said, they're falling like crazy. I have 2 white oaks on each. Well, two. I have a white oak over here, an oak over here. I'm looking at the back of the house. There's a bunch of nice pines behind my house. Then 2 huge a huge maple, and a huge oak. And then there's a couple cottonwood trees, and then there's just a small bunch of maples all over the place. Cemetery's full of buckeye trees and everything. Ours are changing. I figured yours was, and you guys have had some crazy weather too. You're going to get a change here pretty soon. You're going to feel that cold here real soon. Well, they're calling for snow for us on Tuesday, which is insane. Usually, I start predicting snow for us about mid-November. And I've been wrong sometimes. Sometimes I've been right on. You have a big pine tree. Yeah, we have like 2 of them right behind us. And then there used to be a whole bunch of them down at the end here. There was like 6 of them, and they were beautiful trees. But they cut them down. It kind of pissed me off. Yeah, new people come in the neighborhood, they start taking down trees, and it's like, oh, street used to be nothing but trees. You could walk down in the middle of summer and be in shade all the way down our street. Not anymore. But I was kind of glad they got rid of the cottonwood tree. That thing was huge. That thing was ancient. I mean, it took 3 people to put your arms around this thing. I'm telling you. But man, when it shed cotton, ooh, man, my nose died. My head exploded. So I was sad to see it go. But at the same point, it felt good to see it go. I was given 800 milligrams of Vicodin after my cancer surgery. Doctor wanted me to take. I took maybe 8 before yeah, you sound like me. Now, see, during my cancer treatment, during my chemo, I wouldn't take anything. I smoked a little bit of weed just to kind of give myself comfort, and that was it. The medicine made me violently sick. Then the after The side effects were just atrocious. I've been cut down, yeah, and it's getting, and they keep getting cut. Yeah, that's what's bumming me out. And is they just cutting stuff down, and then they wonder why the air quality is so bad. Can't ever get rid of those pine needles. Yeah, they're a pain, and they're full of acid. That's like in the parabens. Is if you're still watching Long Island Mike, if you can vouch for it, because I've never been to the pine barrens, but where the pines are real thick, there's no grass because the pine needles hold so much acid. That's like the back here and behind our house back there. They're lined up right along the fence, and I can't get anything. You have to rake them up. It's useless. But I'll tell you what, it's great shade. Yeah, it is sad. I love trees too. I think trees make a neighbor. And there was a lot of old trees here too. A lot of old trees. I think we cut down one tree around the corner, and me and a buddy went and counted the rings. It was like 600 years old. I was impressed. And there's a couple of ones I know they're older than that. That cottonwood tree, that thing it was probably ancient. Guy carved an eagle out of the. Oh, that's cool. At least they did something nice with it. There's a guy up the street over on not too far from me. There's a guy up the street that does that. Takes trunks and carves stuff out of them. He made a really cool Sasquatch totem pole that I would have loved to have bought, but he wanted a fortune for it. I'll sweep the porch, and by the time, yep. You're tired? Yeah, I bet you are. Go get some rest, honey. I appreciate you stopping in. I really do. I probably won't stay up too late. I was going to go ahead and do 15, but tomorrow I got to get up and finish some work, do some bath. We repainted the bathroom because we didn't like the job they did. So I'm going to get up, and oldest one I cut down was 800 years old. I believe that. I'll be listening. You just relax, son. I get it. Believe me, I do. I understand. Like I said, I probably won't push it tonight. I got a lot to do tomorrow. I'm going to finish up some stuff. Then Monday and Tuesday, we have talk. And whatever else she decides to do for Halloween. And then, but I'll be packing and getting the car ready and making sure everything's good to go for Wednesday, those 2 days. I got to go and sit at an office Monday morning. That's going to be real fun. So tomorrow's like get everything I can done. Make sure these guys have food to eat while I'm gone. Much love, Anna. And I don't know if I'll get to talk. Well, hopefully I'll talk to you Tuesday. And after that, like I said, I'll be gone from Wednesday to Tuesday. Unless I come back Monday. We'll see how things go. I'd like to be through that Tuesday for talk, that following, not this Tuesday, but the following Tuesday. Talk too, but her mom's pretty dead set on me hanging around for a bit. I was thinking about taking the laptop and coming back and stay till Wednesday and leave Wednesday. Oh, I hate the pine cones. Now, we're lucky. Most of the pine cones, these things drop, stay in the other people's yard. What we have a problem with is the squirrels going down in the cemetery. We have, like I said, we have a ton of buckeye trees down there and walnut trees down there too. And you find walnut shells all over your yard. You hit them with the lawnmower because sometimes I get lazy and don't want to blow leaves. So if it's real light, I'll just run the lawnmower over them because actually that's good for the yard too. Yes, and you please rest. Hopefully we'll see you Tuesday. And I'll be sending you an email out probably Sunday or Monday. So you know, kind of keep your eyes for it. Just check up on you, see how you're doing. Have you talked to your daughter? Is she doing okay? She hasn't had any problems. I know you've been having. Are you still having dreams? Real quick before you go to bed. But after, you tell me later. You rest. I'll email you. You can fill me in. Oh, do you? That's all that's. I think there's like 6 or 7 of them down here in the cemetery. There's like, I think I've counted one time. At one time, there was like 8 or 9 buckeye trees down there. It's funny because as soon as they start shedding the buckeyes, because of OSU campus, the buckeyes, these people come down there and raid the cemetery. You see them walking around with buckets, and they string them together and sell them on the street during the games. But I love buckeyes, actual, good buckeyes, the ones you can eat. Not those, but you know what I'm talking. But yeah, it's crazy. As soon as, in fact, I've started seeing people heading down there. Everything's been quiet. She kind of amazed. That's good. That just shows you she's a lot stronger than she thinks. Chestnuts. We don't have too many of those around. Not that I know of, not that I've seen. And I don't want it to ever. It shouldn't come back. Unless something that, she goes through something traumatic. But I don't think it will. I get the impression she did a pretty good job just getting it off and getting away from her. If she keeps that attitude, they won't come back. But you have a hazelnut bush? Oh, my dad would love you. Yeah, he loves all those. Now, see, I don't mind warm chestnuts. Like you see in the old English movies, those are good. Those are the ones you can, I know, not buckeye. You can't eat buckeyes. I'm talking about the candy buckeyes, the peanut butter balls dipped in chocolate. My mom used to make buckeye bars, which was, that buckeye stuff and then chocolate on top and freeze it. Oh my gosh, you talk about something rich but good. Woo. And a couple of those and a cup of coffee get you running all day. Dead air. I'm going to get in trouble. But yeah, and I will email you. Just check in. I'm usually good. I have it. I have started one, but I'll probably rewrite it like I always do. Sugar Rush. Oh yeah, that's right. One of my brother's wives makes homemade sugar cookies. She makes these big ones and covers them all in ice, and they're so good. And then the first year I took my kids over when I was still married, man, they ate like 6 each, and it was like, oh my God, thanks a lot. Yeah, they are like, well, that's why they sell them here, because, Ohio State Buckeyes. And these people do literally come down and get buckets, and they ride on the bucket. They refill the buckets with their necklaces, and they make wristbands with them and everything. And they put on the buckets, Lucky Buckeyes. I know one guy, there's a Catholic church up the top of the street. And I know 2 of the nuns used to go down there and gather as many as they could. And they'd make blessed Buckeyes. It was always so cute. Oh, yeah, that's my problem. See, I like to bake. I like to cook, but I like to bake. I like making cakes. I love baking cookies and muffins. My mom used to make chocolate crinkles, and I can't get it right. There's 2 things I have yet to get right. my ex had no bakes down to a T. They were perfect every time. And I never could get a recipe right. And my mom's chocolate crinkles, they were perfect every time. Nice and soft. Man, it was like Christmas time. Everybody started making their cookies, man. I was going from house to house with a plate. Throw me some cookies on. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to do a whole turkey this year. Dad's appetite's getting so small. Last year I made just a turkey breast. And son goes to mom's and everybody else's. I used to make chocolate peanut butter fudge. Yeah, now you're talking. Now, my ex's mom makes awesome fudge. But her mother made awesome fudge too. But I'll tell you what, she's got the fudge down, that's for sure. Now we're going to get hungry. Been trying not to snack all night. I ate a good dinner. I made Salisbury steak. Salisbury steak. But not a frozen dinner one. I made real Salisbury steak. My mom had that down to a pat. Hers were always so tender. I'm trying to get meatloaf down. Experimenting with meatloaf because my dad likes meatloaf. And then my brother brings him a big old thing of bologna. Now I got to sit in one night and cut it all down. I can't cut it. Now I am getting hungry because we got talking about food again and chocolate. Well, this is definitely not a paranormal night, so that's good. We went to town Wednesday night. I couldn't believe it was 2:30 when we got out of here. I was like shocked. It's like 4 hours. It's hard to believe we went on for 4 hours. Skipped dinner and watched the new South Park. I heard it's hilarious. I haven't watched it yet. I can't wait to watch it. I'm ready to laugh my butt off. I hear they go after everybody. I love it. I always did like South Park. Worked in a blueberry field. Had lady make me blueberry coffee. Oh yeah, my dad's mother and my mom's mother. They both killed the blueberry cobbler. I like blueberry pancakes and waffles. I went quick. It went quick. Yeah. I baked 9 dozen pepperoni rolls for a party tomorrow. Oh, now you're making me hungry. Grey Wolf, Lindsay, she posts the stuff that she makes on Facebook. Oh my gosh. She made sausage rolls one time and muffins that were just, oh. She posts these pictures, is like, no. Blackberry dumplings. Ooh, that sounds good. I've never had those. Those sound awesome. I can do those for sure. Now, see, my specialty is I make coffee cake. These guys die for my coffee. I had to bake a big one last time. Next time I think I'll make icing for it. I just got to watch because Dad's a diabetic. I don't want him going into a diabetic coma. I've never had them. I've never had blackberry dumplings. They sound awesome. He's big on those. Oh, I bet. They sound great. Those sound awesome. I've never had them. I like apple dumplings once in a while. Now my dad will wolf an apple dumpling. Good time. He also loves a good apple pie. He likes pecan pies too. I have a hard time with pecan pies. Mine is poppy seed. Cheese crowns are amazing too. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, they are. I'm getting hungry now. I ate good. They like my roast too. I always change it I never make them the same. That and beef stew, I never make them the same. I always try to change it up every time. Kick it up a notch. Keep talking food. I am going to get off and go eat some. Probably a bowl of cereal. I haven't had my nightly bowl of cereal yet. I always eat a bowl of cereal before I go to bed. It's almost like a cop. Oh, I'm sure. Man, it sounds good though. Now I like to make him a rhubarb pie. He's been asking for a rhubarb pie. Now he's not a pumpkin pie guy. He'll eat it, but he's not a big pumpkin pie. Lucky Charms. Actually, it depends on my mood. I like Cocoa Puffs before bed. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Also like Fruit Loops. But it depends on what I have up there. I think I got Kit Kat cereal just for the giggles of it. Kit Kat bar cereal. It's not bad. It's like a peanut butter tasting square puff Cocoa Puffs. Yeah, I tried to. I worked in a restaurant for a long time, 15 years. I love to cook, but man, I love baking, especially pies and stuff. And I love coffee cakes and bundt cakes. I love a good bundt cake. And cookies. I've been messing around trying to do a better job of making cookies. But cakes, pies. My daughter makes a mean peanut butter pie. Fruity Pebbles and bananas for me. You know, my dad would probably enjoy that. The problem with Fruity Pebbles, you can't put a lot of milk on them. They get soggy real fast. Well, that's my opinion. I love Fruity Pebbles. I like a Cocoa Pebbles too. I still eat Life. I love my Life cereal. I've gotten quite fond of Honey Bunches of Oats, but I was raised on the sweet cereals. I don't know if anybody remembers the Freakies. They had a cereal with these little freaky characters. I loved them. They were basically like Crisps, if you ever remember Crisps. Always loved my Tony the Tigers. Now that he's got all kinds of flavors now. I think I tried bacon or homemade drop. Now, see, I got good at the drop biscuits. Drop biscuits are really not that hard. Takes a little practice. It took me a couple times once you get the swing of it. Now, my grandmother, man, she made killer biscuits and homemade noodles. She would either make the noodles or the dumplings. Oh my God, they were perfect every time. Hello, Bat Mom. How you doing? Good to see you. A little late, but I'm glad you're up and stopped in and said hello. Cheesy potatoes and fried cabbage. Now, see, I'm not a cabbage guy, but if anybody knows a good recipe for stuffed cabbage, would you send it to me? My email's in my profile. Just go to the, all about. It's SLDragonZW@gmail.com. I need to learn to make this man some stuffed peppers. And some rolled cabbage rolls. Those two, if somebody got two good recipes for those, please send them, because I can't find my mom's, and he's been craving those too. Now I can make homemade egg noodles. Yeah, that's basically what she made, but she liked that. But she also made the real doughy, thick dumplings. Those were just killer. And she'd be doing it all day long, and I'm always impressed. but they were always so good. And then she'd make them always for Thanksgiving. And then at the end of Thanksgiving, we'd just pick all the turkey off or whatever was left and put them in with the noodles. Ugh, die for. And then some homemade biscuits to dump on top of it. Are you at work? Well, I hope you're having a good night. You make the just like meatloaf and stuff with hollow pepper. Oh, do you really? Okay. I just never made stuffed peppers. I don't eat them. Same thing with cabbage rolls. It's funny. Cabbage and mushrooms, I love the smell of them when they're cooking, but I can't eat it. Every time I try to eat it, it just about kills me. Okay, cool. That gives me an idea. I looked online, but sometimes I'd rather have somebody's recipe that they make that they love. Cabbage rolls, I will have to find my father's recipe. Oh, there you go. Making cabbage rolls, but the other way instead. See, I've never made either one. I've never been a fan of either. But man, this man doesn't get that kind of food like he used to. I would love to make them. He likes homemade grits. I'm eating some homemade grits. I've been letting him, if he says, "Oh, can you figure out how to make this?" I've been trying to make them. What's the other thing he likes? Trying to teach myself. There's something else. I got to go look at my list. I have a list that he keeps mentioning, so I write it down. But yeah, everybody goes, "Oh, you got?" We go to when we used to go to Cleveland for the Cleveland games in the day. There was a friend of Greg's who would have he would fry a turkey, and then they would have it was like you either ate at his house or they would have this huge tent set up for the tailgate. But we usually ate at his house, then went to the game. Oh my gosh. You eat all that food, then you get to the game. You couldn't even enjoy a beer because you were so full. But they had cabbage. They looked and smelled great, but I was afraid to. Dude, you going to Jersey? Get a giant deli sandwich heaven. Yeah, I'm going Wednesday, so yeah, I've had one of their deli sandwiches and I chow it, man. It was good. And then I got one of their bagels with the ham roll or whatever they argue it over. To me, it's just ham. But forget cooking. I don't know, man. There was some food there when I went last time. Made me want to stay. Some of the best delis, I have to admit, there's a couple of good delis up here. But damn, they're just delis in Jersey. Woo-wee. And they do you right, too. They don't skip out. My daughter is making taco salad, so I figured that was enough burger. It was enough. Yeah, I like taco salad. Everybody likes tacos, especially when they come with bacon. No, sandwiches and pizza. I don't know. We have a couple good pizza places up here, Chris, that I enjoy. Now, the sandwich I kind of agree with, but there's a couple of pizza places, mom and pop pizza places up here that I enjoy. But to me, pizza is pizza. As long as it goes down good, I'm not going to complain. Well, that's not true because I've had some pretty crappy pizzas too. But it's sad when you order a pizza and the one in the freezer was better than the one that you ordered. So, but there are a couple of really good pizza places up here. And same thing when I went out to Colorado. There were in Estes Park. There was this mom and pop pizza place in there. Man, they nailed their pizzas. And they were awesome. And I don't know what they did to their sauce, but the sauce was perfect.
Oh, there you go. You know, actually, that sounds really good, Dragon. The crispy bacon bowl. We had the other night, I made a sirloin strip wrapped up, big one, wrapped up in bacon. It cooked real good. Man, those guys were like, this is awesome. Yeah, I will admit that, Chris. The hot dogs are better in Jersey. Now, do you call them hoagies? No, here a hoagie is different than a sub. Hoagie's a sub is just a submarine is just deli meat, on a big long bun. A hoagie is like an actual meat patty on a long bun with all kinds of stuff on top of it. Up here, that's the difference I've always called. I always thought of them as two different things. A hoagie came with like a big, good meat patty. Some people won't eat hot dogs. I know friends that don't touch them. I only eat beef hot dogs, though. I won't eat pork hot dogs. I don't know why. Or Frank's that are mixed. To me, the beef hot dogs always taste better. Now, my son, he cracks me up. He doesn't like pork. Man, he'll wolf down bacon. Now, I've got him eat pork chops again. Because I do my pork chops pretty good. And I would prefer pork chops on the grill, not in the oven. Unless I shake and bake them. And I usually make my own shake and bake. I don't use the box. Every so often I do if I'm in a rush, but most of the time I try to make my own. Now we have a Jersey Mike's up here we like. They're good. I mean, yeah, it's commercial, but they're not bad. Sub is 11 foot long. Lunch meat sandwich usually called hoagie is a hot, yeah. Soda at pizza places in Ohio. Well, yeah, up here, a hoagie, like I said, is got a big, a meat patty or a hoagie patty on it. And sub is what it is. The sub, all the deli meats or whatever you want to put on it. Now, we actually have a place over here that's been there forever, and it's called Yogi's Hoagies. They're still quality food. I haven't been back there for a while. I think I'll take Dad there because we were talking about it the other day. But they had been there since probably 74, 75. I used to love chili and cheese dogs. Yeah, my dad loves chili and cheese dogs. How they were made. Oh, yeah, of course. Not always say patty. Can be a meatballs. Yeah, that's true, too. I'll agree with you there, Chris. Soda. I've heard people call it soda here. I've heard it called pop. I've heard it called acid in the stomach. Yeah, it's pretty easy here. Soda. Can I have a soda? Usually it's pop. The most linger around up in here in this area, it's pop. Give me a pop. See, have you guys ever heard of Whistle Pop? We used to have a place up here back in the 70s called Whistle Pop, and you could almost get any flavor of pop you wanted. You could actually buy these huge cases, and you could mix or match it. It was a good price, and you just, when you're done with the bottles, you put them back in the case, take it back, and exchange it for new ones. It was awesome. I always wondered what happened to that company because they were good stuff. Down south, they call it Coke, no matter what the brand is. I believe that. Or you just call it by the name brand, yeah. I'm just looking and watching, making sure. I was kind of worried about my internet there for a bit, but she seems to be doing pretty good. Now, I'm a coffee guy. But see, that's the thing. I'm not big on flavored coffee. Always tease my cousin. He lives in Lorraine, and he calls it soda. I call it pop. There's people. My dad's from Chillicothe. They call it soda. Alien Believers back again. Thanks for hanging out. Do appreciate it. Like I said, just folks, remember to hit those likes. When you go and watch our videos, please hit those likes. We're trying to get it bumped up, get the algorithm going a little better there. Lorraine, Ohio. Been there a couple times. No, I tried to make Dad cornbread in a skillet. Man, that was horrible. I screwed it up so bad. His mother had it down to a T. Also want to go. Oh, he hasn't been fishing. I want to take him catfishing because he's been wanting some fresh catfish. I was thinking about making a duck for Christmas. An orange duck. I make a pretty good duck. And a pretty good orange sauce, too. Ooh, that sounds awesome, Chris. Oh, you got family in Norfolk, too? Brother was stationed there for a while. You talking about Norfolk, Virginia, or Ohio? It cracks me up because you say a name of a place and they'll go, "Oh, you're talking about that place or this place?" It's like in the same name in three different states. I had a guy, Ohio. Okay, that's what I thought. I wasn't. You said Norfolk, and my brain immediately went to where that was where my brother was stationed at. He was in the Navy. But I know Norfolk, Ohio. Yes, I've been all over the state. And Dad's just now realizing that. As soon as I got my driver's license, my first car was a 68 LTD. That baby, we ran her to death. We'd fly, we'd go all over this thing, be gone all weekend. I'm going to work. I'm staying at this person's house. I didn't go to work. We just drove around. Other than there, all my family lives in Louisville. Okay. My mom's twin lives there, James Lee. Oh, okay. I like to have been to Brazil, Indiana. Brazil, Indiana. Have you been to Erie, Indiana? I remember the TV show, and I didn't know that there was actually a place named Erie, Indiana. I was like, holy crap, I didn't know that. Watched that show for years, and then I realized this is a real place. So Dad wanted a while ago, brought up that somebody actually named their town Metropolis. Yeah, Indiana. I thought so, yeah. Yeah, because I remember, because it was like years after I'd watched the show, and I'm like, somebody goes, "No, there's really a place here in Indiana." I go, "Oh, so really?" I was like freaking out. I go, "Okay." Oh, you've been there a couple of times? Oh, cool. Through there? Oh, okay. Didn't know. And no, I know now, but it was like 2 or 3 years after the show ended. So Steve, that's really a place. Like, really? So I had to go look on the map. That was a while ago. The only time I've been through Indiana is when I've been heading west. No, that's not true because I've gone to a casino a couple times. They're just on the other side of the Ohio border. In fact, we went one time and saw some really crazy stuff. We stayed at, when I go with the guys or a bunch of us go together, we always stayed. We never went to a hotel. Very few times did we stay at a hotel. We always stayed at campsites. We just made camp. It was cheaper than hotels. I'd do that in Jersey, but I'd be afraid that either the Jersey Devil would come and bug the crap out of me all night or something else. Been possum and Indian artifacts hunting in most of the tri-state areas. I'm sure you have. I mean, there's some great places here in Ohio. Well, our little trip started off looking for all the mounds. That's how the trip actually started. We had all gone down. I think the first year, the first summer I had my driver's license, we all went down to the Adena Mounds and the Hopewell Mounds. Then we went to Snake Mound. And then we went back to Adena and found out that one of my friends was a park ranger that I didn't know was a park ranger at the time. He never told us what he did. He drank with us, I partied with us, and we never asked what he did. And that's when we realized he could get us in at night. The Jersey Devil. Yeah, she still wants to get us all together. I don't know if it's going to happen this year. Things are crazy. But I'd still like to get a group of us, get her go and check out the Jersey Devil. And anything else that wanders in those pine barrens. I mean, Mike's been there how many times? There's a place down here, Chris will probably tell you, down and around Athens area, Logan's area. There's some creepy places in that area too. Well, there's creepy places everywhere you go, but especially around Athens College, Athens University. That college, that whole campus is. I haven't been down there for a while, so I don't know how much they've changed everything. Going to the cave in Cumberland Falls and realizing that the noise you've been hearing is the hibernating bears. I've heard the same thing from people that went there. You know, I didn't realize this. You know about the Ohio Indian cabins up here north of me, just before you get to Delaware. The place has been open for a while, the caverns. Well, apparently now they have an area, they had hit a bunch of gemstones. So now you can go dig up gemstones. And I didn't know they were going to allow that. But they are now allowing you can go and pay and dig up gemstones. But I've been to the Indian cabins a lot. As kids, we used to go all the time. We got a lot of black bears, yeah. We don't see too many of those in Ohio, but they're starting to see them a lot more down in southern Ohio. Especially in the southern east there. But yeah, the Indian cabins, I loved that place when I was a kid. I'd been back for a while and they got an all new sign up. But then they closed it down for a little bit to do some work. And then they opened back up. Now I'm noticing they got all new signs out. They redid the old Indian sign that's on 23. And kept it. It's still the same sign. It looked like they kind of went in there and painted it up a little bit. Yeah, I'm hearing they're really growing. The population is really growing along the Ohio River too. And down over in the east too. John, the guy that lives in Cincy, well, he actually lives in Indiana and works in Cincy. He's from is it Portsmouth? I don't know why I want to say Portsmouth. He's along the river there on the east, down on the east side of the river. And his dad said before he retired, he didn't want his wife passed. He didn't want anybody to take him, so he was able to afford a real nice nursing senior residential center that's there. It's a beautiful place. But he says they see bears now a lot more. You can dig up diamonds in Arkansas. I heard you could. That would be kind of cool. But they're probably standing there waiting for you to go, I could have been. No, they don't have fear. Well, Gemma, she's got video of a bunch of cubs running around on her front porch over there in Jersey. They have to watch little one leave her food out. I think she's even said that they were all standing out front yard. Big old black bear come walking through. Didn't mess with them. As long as you don't do anything, just keep your distance. But yeah, she's got video of them up on her porch going through boxes and stuff. And then Mama came in after them, I think. I'll have her posted on Facebook. I'm sure she still has it. Yeah, because she's looking through the window trying to record. Not in bears. We saw a few, but when we were in Colorado, we saw a lot of bears. I mean, it was funny. We were it was like we went on when me and the ex was on our honeymoon. We went there, and we're sitting on the cabin because the first 2 nights we stayed at the Stanley Hotel. Need more coffee? Yeah, I had to stop because I'm going to have to try to get some sleep. But we stayed at the Stanley Hotel the first nights we were there. And then her grandparents got us a cabin in the Rockies there at the YMCA. Real nice cabin, too. We're sitting out. I'm drinking a Long Island iced tea. I made myself a Long Island iced tea. She was drinking a wine cooler. And we're just sitting on the porch. It's like 8 o'clock at night. It's getting dark, middle of February. Figured they were all hibernating. We just got done smoking a fat one. And all of a sudden I hear her go, "Don't move." And I look up, and she goes, "Look up slowly." And I look up, and there's literally a big old bear standing in front of the trash can. He lifts the lid up, looks in the trash can. He literally puts the lid back on the trash can, looks at us, and just doesn't even growl, just go, and turned around and plopped down on 4s and walked away to the next cabin. I was like, holy crap. Problem with people and animals, people are scared, stupid. And you know what I hate now is you're seeing all these videos where people are just walking up to buffalo and like wilds and Yellowstone and bears and thinking they can just get up and close personal to them, man. And it's not pretty. I think there's a video of some woman getting mauled by a buffalo out there that just happened not too long ago. They just don't think, man. Yeah, I had to cut myself off the coffee. Like I said, I can't do flavored coffee. I can do mochas, and I like peppermint. Peppermint coffee is just awesome. But that's about it. But man, I've gotten good about what's good and what's not. I really like the coffee brand coffee that I ordered from Jeremy from the Quartering. That stuff's really good. Now I can't say that because I ordered just for the crap of it. He has a French toast coffee. Oh my God, that stuff was so good. Forgive me, Lord, but it was awesome. Yeah, they do. I agree, Chris. I don't know why. It's like, where's your brains at, man? These things. It's like when we were in Estes Park, we were up. I guess there's a big open field. And they see a lot of longhorn rams come down there at certain times of the day to graze and stuff. Oh, excuse me. And we were there this one time, and there wasn't very many of them. I wouldn't say more than 50. But there was a lady got out of her car and started walking toward him. And this big one come running and tagged her good. He only hit her once, and then he backed off. It took like 3 people to get her up, man. It knocked her crap out. I'm surprised it didn't mess her up good. But they don't get it. It's like, come on, man. That's like playing Let's Go Pet the Moose. Yeah, there's another one you don't want to mess with. The mooses, man, they're mean. Have you seen it's maybe America something? It's about the guy who used to do the wildlife wildlife series on PBS. I can't think of his name. Oh my gosh. Wild America was the name of the movie. The kid from Tool Time played in it. And they were riding the moose. That's hilarious. I can't stand the smell of coffee. My mom ate coffee beans when she was pregnant. Oh, great. But some people like chocolate covered coffee beans. I know they're delicate. I couldn't do it. Now I can't stand the smell. I love the taste. I'm a coffee guy. I started drinking coffee in high school. And coffee's always here in this house. Mom and Dad always had a pot going. So I guess I was weaned on coffee and Ho-Hos and Twinkies because my dad worked for Hostess. He was some mechanic for him. She craved it. Yeah. My mom, what was it? With my little brother, when she was pregnant with my little brother, she craved. What she craved? It was something really weird. It wasn't like pickles or something. It was some weird. I remember my dad. I'm not going to get that. Yeah, when people are stupid, yeah, no doubt. Because a lot of times it's the person, it's not the animal. Yeah, I'm seeing more and more of these videos. It's like one or two come out a week. Or every couple of weeks. Now I've calmed down now with winter coming in. People won't be traveling to them so far. But the people don't stop and think. They don't. I guess I can't say anything. You know, I'm walking through the woods looking for salamander and got tagged by a copperhead. So, I mean, I should have known better lifting logs when I shouldn't have been lifting logs, or a little more careful about lifting logs. What time we got? I think I'm going to call it here. Sounds like everybody needs to get some rest. And I'm talking food. I'm getting hungry. I didn't think it was 2 o'clock already. I didn't even think it was close to 2 yet. It's 2:25. Holy crap. So I will say my goodnights. Now remember, Gemma's got a premiere tomorrow at 6, and I don't know if she's premiering her videos at 11 Monday or 6. I'll have to ask her. I'm sure she'll post it, but I know she's got a premiere tomorrow at 6. Then either 1 at 11 or 6, or 1 and 11, 6. I don't know how she'll do that. And then us on Tuesday Talk at 1 o'clock for Halloween. And I won't be on Wednesday. We won't have Thursday or Oracle this week. So everybody gets a vacation. And I will see everybody probably Tuesday. I don't know if you'll see me Tuesday, the following Tuesday, a week from Tuesday, because I'm supposed to be coming home that day. But if either way, I will be on a week from Wednesday to do my 10 to midnight. Please have a wonderful day, folks. Today, I should say. Good old Sunday. Enjoy your night, whatever you have left of it. Enjoy your morning. Thanks for hanging with me. I really do appreciate it. You guys have a blessed night. And I guess I'll see you guys on the flip side. And once again, thank you so much, folks, for hanging and sticking around. Just make sure you hit those likes. Leave a comment, good or bad. Just be respectful about it. Folks, Cindy Lee, Dragon, and then get some rest, honey. And Chris, and anybody else that's listening, you guys have a wonderful day tomorrow. And hopefully I'll see you Tuesday at 1 o'clock with Gemma. Good night, folks. Take care. And I'll see you guys all soon on the flip side. Night, folks. How come it didn't end? Good night.